city. It was one of those mornings Santa Ana knows so well. Traffic moved like a pregnant hippo. The smog was so thick that if you bit into it, you'd chip a tooth. I love days like that, but then that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a cop, a real cop. Marlo Phillips. My phone rang early that day. That's not good. When my phone rings, it's bad news. It means that crime has once more reared its ugly head. It means that somewhere people have been victimized, that somewhere someone is stirring up some bad... Marlo Phillips here. You there? Crime is my baby. The poor kid sounded scared. She rambled on about a disappearance. We had to meet. The phone wasn't safe. Yeah, I know the place. 10 minutes. Whoever this dame was, she was no fool. The park was the perfect place for a secret rendezvous. She was as nervous as a cat, but she moved like a tigress. I'm Marlo Phillips.
Oh, Mr. Phillips, thank you for coming. I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't been able to reach you.
Calm down, sister. Just give me the facts. Tell me who's missing.
His name is Chuck Waller. They say he's just gone on vacation, but I know he's not coming back.
You suspect foul play?
I'm afraid so. I'm afraid he might even be dead. You see, there's another woman involved, a certain little red-haired girl.
Annie?
I know what you're thinking, but there's nothing between us. We're just friends, co-workers, that's all, just friends. We met at the Orange County Department of Education Media Center doing Spelling Plus.
Spelling Plus what?
Nothing. I told you, we're just friends. Look, Mr. Phillips, I can't stay any longer. It's too dangerous. Thanks for your help. You're a real cop.
I know. My next step was obvious. I went to the Orange County Department of Education Media Center. This place made the Black Hole of Calcutta look like Disneyland. It was obviously a deposit for every deadbeat from here to Fullerton. It was a real armpit. Turned over a couple of big rocks and found Christy Molesky, script supervisor. She looked like the type of woman who would appreciate fine leather. Excuse me, I'm Marlo Phillips, a real cop. I'd like to ask you some questions about Chuck Waller.
Chuck's on vacation.
There are some people who think Chuck's vacation was permanent.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Do you know anyone who'd want to hurt Chuck in any way?
Maybe someone who doesn't like polyester.
I don't suppose you happen to have a picture of him anywhere.
There's one in his office. I'll show you. This is Chuck's office. You can look around if you want.
Thanks, kid. What kind of man was this guy? From the looks of his office, he was some kind of manic depressive, suffering from multiple personalities with delusions of grandeur. If I had to describe him in one word, it would have to be wimp. But I knew he wasn't dead. Dead men don't wear polyester. Still, this place was a hotbed of clues. This had to be my biggest break. Who was this mystery woman? I decided to try and talk with some of Chuck's co-workers, but they were mostly incoherent.
There's a phone call for you. You can take it on the wall phone.
Sure, it could have been a trap, but if this clown was on the level, I might blow this case wide open. He was as nervous as a cat, but he moved like a caged tiger.
You must be Marlo Phillips.
That's right. Who are you?
A friend of Chuck's.
I hear you have some information for me.
That's right. I found these in the trash. They're Chuck's.
They're all wet. How'd they get that way?
Well, I'd rather not go into it.
Look here, sport. For all we know, Chuck could be lying at the bottom of some duck pond. You'd better spill your beans and fast.
All right. All right. Here. These could probably explain better than I ever could.
It was pathetic. Chuck was obviously not a well person. He was a walking time bomb, waiting to be exploited by a pretty face. This is disgusting.
I know. She must have caught him at a moment of weakness and then used this juicy bit of information to blackmail him into running away with her.
Who?
The little red-haired girl.
Annie?
No. No, I mean... I can't even say it out loud. Look, there's something else. Here. Look, I've got to go.
Who is this woman?
The stuff that dreams are made out of. Look, leave her out of this. She's not involved. If you talk to anybody, it should be that blonde with the Nordic flesh.
Nordic flesh was my next step. She was a cool, blue-eyed beauty. I had no doubt that she had something to hide.
Look, I could get in real trouble meeting you like this.
Look, sister, I got no time for games. I want to know the answers. I figure you've got them. You want to explain these?
How did you find out?
I'm a real cop. You want to talk?
I didn't know what she was planning. She told me that Chuck went willingly. I didn't expect anything like this.
Who's she?
The little red-haired girl.
Annie?
No. Look, Phillips, if you really want to find Chuck, follow your nose. You know, Phillips, you're a real...
I know, I'm a real cop.
No, that wasn't it.
Follow my nose? What did that mean? I knew I'd find the girl right here in this sleazy apartment room. Get up off that bed. Stop your crying and get up. I want to know where Chuck is. Come on. Come on, get up.
You're yelling at me! Just like you yell at Rusty and Linda, you're yelling at me!
Huh?
This is just like home!
Boy, I don't think I'm going to get word one out of this wacky broad. Nordic flesh was no dumb blonde. She was leading me right to the little red-haired girl. I picked up the trail on Edinger. It brought me here. It was obviously a front for a porno ring. Obviously, they were using aliases to protect the innocent. I finally found Chuck slumped over by the phone. I could see it was useless. He was obviously happy or so strung out it didn't matter. So I left him there with that silly grin on his face.